This is Sunday Sunrise. I'm Minnie Salas, your host, and my guest is Simona Netherlands. She is the founder and president of the Salt River Wild Horse Management Group. And if you live in the outskirts of Phoenix or you've traveled out of town, you've probably seen wild horses or you've at least heard about them here in Arizona. So today we'll be talking about what the organization is doing to keep them safe and also about their upcoming fundraiser and how you can get involved. So Simona, thank you so much for coming in today. Tell me about the organization.
Well, thank you, first of all, for having me on. We really appreciate that. I'm the founder of the Salt River Wild Horse Management Group, and this group kind of started out of necessity of protecting the Salt River wild horses. We started out of a group of photographers that had a lot of photographs over years and years and years of the Salt River wild horses, and so we combined all of that information. And then when we found out 2 years ago that the Forest Service was planning to round up and remove the horses, we had to we had to ask the public to stand up for them. And, we fought hard. We held rallies in the forest, and we sued the federal government, actually. And we, negotiated with the government. And so we really gave it our all. And truly, what happened was an unprecedented outrage from the public of Arizona and nationally as well. And they really gave those horses a voice. And it's truly because they gotten their voice from the public that the Salt River wild horses are still there today. So at that point, luckily we could continue our work, and that is, we document and we monitor those horses. So we have information on each and every wild horse, on their migrating patterns, on their herd dynamics, how the herd changes, how they communicate, on the birth dates, and on the death rates as well. So, we proposed a solution to the Forest Service as an alternative to removing them. And, removing them would have meant an absolutely horrid end for those horses, and who really actually are so loved by the public. Wild horses are truly a living remnant of our American pioneering spirit, right? This is how we got here. When settlers came to this country, they report seeing herds and herds of wild horses just like they saw bison.
So they've really been around a lot longer than we have. But what was the plan then for the Forest Service when they wanted to round them up and remove them?
So the plan was to just remove them and take them to auction. And the bad part of that is when you take horses to auction that are untamed, usually it's the kill buyers that end up with those horses. And it's kill buyers who also bid against good homes. So it would have been impossible for us to buy each and every Salt River wild horse and prevent them from going to slaughterhouses. And that was literally our worst nightmare. So we truly did all that we could to prevent that. And we are very grateful today that the Forest Service listened to the public.
Yeah.
Because in fact, they didn't have to, right? They're the federal government. But they did, in the end, say these horses are obviously loved by the public. We're public servants. So in the end, they canceled that roundup notice. However, we always have to warn people that they are not permanently protected just yet. But we are working on that very hard.
So your organization keeps track of all of them.
Yes.
Is it possible to say how many we have here in Arizona?
That is a question we get all the time, and one that's extremely difficult to answer because there are 2 reservations that are adjacent